Hey guys, I haven't filmed in so long that the camera's dusty. That's how you know. I hope I'm in focus. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, today we're talking about Jaclyn Hill because she's being exposed by an ex-colleague, ex-friend, ex-everything. So I'm just gonna get into all of that very quickly. So I'm gonna give you guys just a little rundown. Obviously, if you haven't watched my videos, you know about the Koze situation. She stole Koze from Jaclyn, who was the originator of Koze, but she just didn't trademark it because she didn't think another influencer would steal that from her. Like, she didn't mind like a restaurant called Koze opening, but it was just like, why would an influencer steal that from her when you can see that that's just not how influencing operates. You don't steal from other people like that. And you are going to get called out, which Jaclyn Hill did get called out. And then we also have a situation with Marlena Stell from a while back. And I actually found it on the Jaclyn Hill snark Reddit, subreddit forum. So this is August 2017. Emails were leaked between Jaclyn Hill, her mother Robin, and the CEO of makeup geek Marlena Stell and her team. Hill was in the process of collaborating with the brand to create an eyeshadow palette, and the entire situation was messy, unprofessional, and never came to life. According to Marlena, Jaclyn strung her along for months while she was simultaneously collaborating with Morphe. They never drew up a legally binding contract, which eventually caused Marlena Geek to lose approximately $1 million. That is raw product. However, Marlena did say that the retail price, the market price, would have been about $4 million. And you're probably wondering, like, why didn't she sign a legally binding agreement? Once again, influencers are trusting of other influencers. Marlena was an influencer in the sphere. She trusted Jaclyn because they were friends. They were friends behind the scenes. Marlena would do a lot of things for Jaclyn, get her to suppliers. Marlena was one of the first to offer a affiliate program with her company, and I think Sigma was the next one. Jaclyn Hill would make, allegedly at the time, $40,000 a month from the affiliate link for Makeup Geek, and she was offered not only a flat fee of $500,000 for the collab, she was also then promised royalties and like residuals. So she was going to come out of that probably making $1 million. Marlena was really going out of her way to like do good things for her friend, you know, and instead her friend basically stabbed her in the back for Morphe. And now since then, you know, Jaclyn and Morphe have been one and the same. And since then, Marlena has been critical of the beauty community, but mainly Jaclyn Hill, and she did speak out when the lipstick gate happened. But other than that, we didn't really hear much. Like, there was just like ramblings and kind of background noise, but no one was really saying anything. And Marlena finally came in clutch, and she joined the Jaclyn Hill snark subreddit under her just full name, Marlena Stell. She was like, I'm here and I'm ready to speak. And she posted these two pictures of the different shades that Jaclyn Hill had picked and how many boxes she had of them. And basically just discussing the situation. So it's gonna be a lot of reading from me today, but I hope you guys kind of get a good story out of this. I just can't really summarize it in the way that Marlena had said it. I'm tired of staying quiet, especially after the Jaclyn incident, because there's yet another woman in a lineup of many who have been done dirty by a manipulative liar. Whoa, what a start. Like, that sentence in itself, I'm like, whoa. I'm tired of not speaking everything in fear of being called a hater, looking for relevancy. But since I closed my brand already, I don't have to worry about being told I'm trying to drum up sales. Been holding this all in for 7 years. I've forgiven Jaclyn for losing Makeup Geek $1 million, even though it was move and hurt my company horribly. I should have gotten the contract signed, but never imagined a friend would pull out knowing the inventory was already in the house. In-house. I didn't say why in the house. It wasn't just like sitting in her house. Hardest life lesson I've ever learned. I even texted her pictures of all the crates of products sitting in my warehouse. That's why Makeup Geek struggled so much after 2016. So if you guys remember, Makeup Geek like was on top of the world, and then suddenly after 2017 they kept on trying to rebrand and like do all of this stuff, but they couldn't get their footing, and that's probably because they had so little money, and then the pandemic hit. And it's all started essentially from Jaclyn Hill screwing them over. How crazy is that? The retail revenue actually lost was $4.5 million. $1 million was just what was invested in product ordered. Many boring palettes happened after that in an effort to recover costs. In the nude palette, a bunch of other ones in the same packaging, because at 100,000 units. I ended up tossing thousands of them last year when I announced Makeup Geek closure. But what hurt even worse than the financial wreckage was her pretending to be a friend only to drop me like a toilet wad as soon as she found someone else to give her what she wanted. Info on how to start a makeup brand. Now we know where this is going. Meanwhile, I was thinking it was a true friendship, so I went out of my way to give her secretive info like labs and packaging connect. I even drove her personally to San Francisco from Napa to do an in-person meeting with a vendor to help her with her lipstick. So this is the lipstick gate, what Marlena was talking about. She was Makeup Geek's biggest affiliate, so I could have just not helped her. But I knew how hard it was starting a brand from scratch with no help. I believed in her and actually did love her like a friend. I wanted to see her succeed. She's crazy talented in makeup. Once Jaclyn became friends with Linda, Linda being the owner of Morphe, ex-owner, I'm pretty sure, well, obviously now through the bankruptcy as well, all of that changed. Not only was I dropped, but she took Linda to every lab I gave to her. So spreading secretive information. I put my reputation on the line by asking favors from my vendors to meet with her. The final straw of friendship for me was seeing her at my lab with Linda the same day as me, while she blew me off and said she was too busy to meet for even a coffee. She lied saying she had errands and couldn't meet up. Meanwhile, that afternoon, my team sees her and Linda at my lab while we are there. That was the day I knew who Jaclyn truly was, and I felt stupid and deceived. I messaged Jaclyn months before Lipstickgate and told her I was hurt all this time and stated my feelings about the shady business practices of Morphe, lying about the restocking vegan palettes, subpar quality, etc., which is all we've been saying about Morphe for a while. When I stated it was a move to pull out of a collab, she had no remorse and said, "What do you want me to do, Marlena?" Because Jaclyn is addicted to money. She is money hungry and she is a liar, and she will do anything and step over anyone to get there. And yes, I warned her about that lab, but she did a rush job and went with them anyways. I knew it was a rush job when Lipstickgate happened because my other vendors who denied the last minute request from Morphe told me, so she wanted to do it last minute. My battery died, I'm back. And as we saw from the documents, she ended up ordering the lipsticks. It was like beginning of April, and then they were created end of April. So she was giving the manufacturer less than a month to create a bunch of lipsticks. So obviously no reputable factory would be like, yeah, we'll do lipsticks in less than a month. I'm assuming most companies are like, give us like 6 months. Because from what I heard, like whenever someone talks about a pretty reputable company, they always talk about how they plan things like a year ahead because production takes so long. And that's, I'm assuming, if you're doing it properly and not through Oxygen Labs or Morphe. And then Morphe continued to use Oxygen Labs for the highlighter sticks, I'm pretty sure something else. So they don't really care about the quality issues, which is what Marlena's talking about, where she said, you know, you could tell it was a rush job, and that's why it ended up the way it ended up, because it took less than a month to create the lipsticks. Like, what do we expect, you know? Again, that's why I was vocal about Lipstickgate, because I knew what happened even as she was lying through her teeth. Fuzzy gloves my ass. It hasn't been one thing with her, but a repeated series of lies, stepping on other women to serve her what she wants, stealing other brands, blaming everyone else for her poor morals, and so much more. I know I've been blunt lately, but honestly, I'm fed up, and now I won't do a video because her fans are rabid, and I want to keep some semblance of peace after working so hard the last 4 years to get rid of toxic people and things in my life. I should probably not blast her on social even, but the Kaylin instance was so damn that I'm just fed up. So that's why I post it here and there, because it's hard to keep quiet when I see so much happening to other women too. Stealing Koze from Kaylin and mocking the trademark was disgusting. Don't get me started on lying about her family-owned business either, which is obviously her saying Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is a family-owned business and you're buying into a family-owned business when really it was 100% owned by Morphe, and she's never been the CEO, chairman, anything like that. Becca CEO, Jen Gerard, myself, Kaylin, now Lana, these are just some of the people wrecked by Jaclyn's selfish and shady moves. I didn't realize that Becca CEO was like that jaded. Now, I'm wondering, I'm just putting out a little theory out there, right? Marlena Stell said that Makeup Geek essentially struggled financially because Jaclyn Hill wasted $1 million or 4.5 retail, and that really set them up for, you know, not being financially stable and secure. Now I'm wondering, did the same thing happen to Becca? Like, did they just waste a lot of money on her and then they realized that they weren't getting the returns, and then it was just like a slow snowball effect, and then Becca obviously went under? I don't know, it just seems like 2 companies went under that were heavily associated with Jaclyn Hill. There's a common denominator here, and it's not all of us. Thank you for letting me rant. That felt good to release. And then she did respond to some people's comments. I'm just gonna go over that. She said, "Thank you all so much for the love. Truly, it's been a rough 7 years or so, and it's been brutal holding this in for so long, being afraid to speak up as it's my word against hers. But I'm not afraid anymore, and I want to see this bullshit stop so other women stop getting steamrolled too. I'm done with the bullshit." And it's actually not Marlena Stell's word against Jaclyn Hill's, because the emails did get leaked. So you can see the timeline of Jaclyn Hill stringing Marlena along and then not going through the collab anyway. Someone said, "Marlena, you are so loved, welcomed, and protected here. I am an OG Makeup Geek fan and still scrape my Makeup Geek eyeshadow pans to this day. I cannot wait for your new business launch. Thank you for speaking out. I hope others will do the same as well. I felt like a crazy person with my challenging questions with her rabid fans until I found this sub. My one question to you, how does she keep getting away with everything?" And Marlena says, she keeps getting away with it because she surrounds herself only with yes people. That's why I was pushed out, was because I was honest and didn't just say what she wanted to hear. And there hasn't been any real consequences to her actions, so she feels like she can just keep on doing shady things, which I think is very true. There's no way in hell she didn't know Kaylyn's brand didn't exist. One Google search shows it, and why else did she stress the trademark issue so much but never before had mentioned a trademark on her other brands? which by the way was a lie because she never trademarked it. You can check in the TESS database and see there's nothing there with her name and Koze, so she lied again and ruined Jaclyn's brand for nothing. I love that you're speaking out. I wish a couple other big influencers in the industry would do the same and possibly finally bring her down or force her to own up. But the thing is, the people that she surrounds herself with had already been cancelled, so they also don't have a great reputation. I feel like they all just stick together. Like, Jaclyn Hill still supports James Charles and James Charles supports her, so they're not going to distance themselves from each other because they're both problematic. I'm not saying on the same level, on the same scale, but why would James Charles speak out against Jaclyn when he's not respected in the community either? Another person should get support from Jeffree Star. Like, why would he speak out against her against him? She surrounds herself at this point with people who are just as cancelled as her. And that helps, because why would they ever speak out against her? They won't speak up as long as her fans stay blindsided, because no creator wants to be in the firing line of a bunch of fans. Honestly, I can't blame them because it's a lot and it gets viewed as drama. I speak up because I know so much more of what happened. Plus, I give zero shit anymore. I'm 43 now and tired. I gave my last away a couple of years ago. And she says that it's liberating, and then after becoming a mum too, she has zero left and her tolerance is left for like mum issues. Do you know what was in the lipsticks if not fibers from Fuzzy Gloves? And she says, I couldn't say exactly what it was without seeing them in person, but knew they were contaminated. I knew damn well it wasn't Fuzzy Gloves, as Fuzzy Gloves are never used in a production line. I've been in 15 labs and never once saw Fuzzy Gloves. And I knew who made her lipsticks because vendors told me, so already knew they would have issues, as it was the same lab who left me with cream blushes contours that had hairs and shards of glass in them. Wow. That spilt some tea. I didn't realize this happened. I rejected that project because the amount of defects was so high I couldn't risk selling any of them. She also says, at the end of the day, I don't hate Jaclyn, but hate what she does to other women, and I hate the lies. I hate how good women have lost their businesses. There's always issues that happen in business, but keep it real because customers deserve to know. It's not hard to just be honest and not steal from people. She'll play the victim and use sympathy, then post it so her fans will rally behind her, then claim her haters are the problem and not her. It's like a worn out playbook by now. It's exhausting. Someone says, Marlena, I still have Max Reflect and Ben Nye from the earliest days of Makeup Geek. I have a question. Obviously, only answer if you're comfortable. Do you know what happened to Linda once Morphe became former? Any idea why Morphe let Jaclyn run her mouth and make up stuff during the Vault drama and other scandals? There seems to be a pattern. Instead of making a company statement, she was just in Fantasyland, making up off the top of her head at that time, claiming they reformulated and reused the packaging, etc. Not a peep from Linda or Morphe ever. Thank you for speaking out, which is true. She did just speak on behalf of Morphe for the Vault, but Morphe never spoke out. And she says Linda and Jaclyn were very close. There's no way Linda didn't take part in Lipstick Gate mess because Jaclyn, as we now know, was never the owner. So how'd she get those fake bullshit documents she posted for the whole FDA cleared story she ran with? Someone had to have provided those documents to her. And if Morphe made a company statement about Lipstick Gate, the whole it's a family run business would have been blown and everyone would have known it was just another Morphe brand with Jaclyn Hill's name on it. Morphe has never addressed any of the issues despite having multiple lawsuits attached to them. It's how they run business. Very interesting. Hi Marlena, I've been living under a rock, finals week in nursing school, what's the context of this? And she says, it's just being fed up of seeing multiple other women and indie brands being ripped off that set this off. I was mostly healed from my hurt, but seeing the way Jaclyn was steamrolled really pissed me the hell off. Probably because I relate and I'm fairly new mum also and had business affected. Jaclyn seems super sweet, and to not only lose her business, but also Jaclyn laughing off the trademark like it was a joke sent me over the edge. Also, I speak with Jen Gerard, who's genuinely a kind person and was badly hurt too. And I was physically present when Jaclyn posted her video tearing Gerard Cosmetics apart and never said anything when I should have years ago. So partly I'm fed up and also wish I spoke up sooner and maybe more women wouldn't have been hurt too. I don't know. Person says, I totally understand. I wasn't sure what the boxes were about. She absolutely has been taking advantage and gaslighting her audience and others in the industry for a long time. I get your frustration. Just want to take a moment to tell you I've followed you for years, probably a decade now, and you're a real inspiration to me. Congratulations on the beautiful family. Yes, the box is a bunch of inventory we ordered that sat in our warehouse while I kept waiting for a contract to be signed and launch date set in stone. It got moved so many times I lost count. There have been a lot of tweets going around. So Dustin and Nick are mainly the ones tweeting about this right now. I've just been off Twitter. I deleted Twitter off my phone, like the app. I still have like the account, which I have on my laptop, and I just don't tweet as much and I don't see stuff. And yeah, I feel like that platform is just dying a very fast death. But Dustin Daly said, Jaclyn Hill doesn't want you to know this about Koze, and it's a video that he did. Marlena Stell says, sad part is this whole time she slapped trademark all over her Koze Alibaba crap and never trademarked it to begin with, and Jaclyn's left without her brand now for nothing. Dustin says, that was my thoughts exactly. It's disgusting and gross. She basically steamrolled her. Marlena says, like, who steals an entire brand from another woman and has the audacity to not only lie about trademarking it, girl, everyone has access to a TESS database, and then laugh at it. Jaclyn's being kinder than I would. I would have fought back for my brand's name. That's what I thought Jaclyn should have done, but she didn't. Someone says, exactly, and then have the audacity to claim to support women and doesn't believe in cancel culture when she literally did that to Jaclyn, cancelled her brand. Along with that, just casually comes out in support of transphobic racists and also borderline alleged criminals. Here's the woman she steamrolled. Jen Gerard, founder of Becca Cosmetics, myself, Kaylin Lana. Her customers she lied to and put at risk with contaminated lipsticks. There's a common denominator here, and it's not all of us. Greed is something I'll never understand, especially at this level. Like, why and how on God's green earth does she think doing all of this is good for business, much less her spiritual well-being? I don't understand either. Money is great to pay the bills, but not worth selling your soul for. It doesn't bring automatic happiness. Also, she's allegedly being invited by Kendall Ray to discuss the situation, and I'm hoping it'll be on the Sesh podcast that she does with her friends. So that would be a pretty interesting watch to hear Marlena talk about it in person. Her eye primer that she hyped up in her recent Get Ready With Me is being torn to shreds in the reviews. Someone said in the reviews that it has white hard specks. Mine has little white specks and felt like sandpaper under my eye. Not hydrating at all, do not recommend. When I first started using this about a year ago, it was great. Since then it's watery with white balls. Doesn't seem to be the same as before, not worth it. They sound expired. Someone said product separates, but gave it a 4-star. Product separates coming out the tube, lots of liquid before actual product, like mustard when you don't shake it. I love this product otherwise. So my second tube, the first time I've had this issue. I try shaking and massaging, but it still comes out separated. Not expired, as it's only my second month using this tube. Kept in my bedroom vanity, not in direct sunlight, and that I have great results. That sounds like it might have been expired before it got to you, though. Someone said, I'm confused. Says this is an under eye primer, but has tiny white debris throughout and feels like an exfoliating wash without the cleansing. I'd be interested to see how the serum works, but I'm not putting that around my eyes. Nothing special. Love Jaclyn still, but the product is anything but special. My under eye is still creased. Yes, it is moisturizing, but I have other products that are better. Someone on the Jaclyn Hill subreddit posted her jewelry along with identical ones for like $2 somewhere else. I'm just gonna scroll through those for you guys. So Marlena Stell also tweeted out saying, plot twist, the pay offered was the same per palette. She would have walked away with 500k plus 12% commission on all sales made throughout her channel, on top of the 20 to 40k per month she was already earning in commissions. The narrative of Marlena doesn't want to pay creators is bullshit. Makeup Geek and Sigma were the first brands in beauty to even offer affiliate earnings. We kept raising the commissions rate over the years as the company grew, 10, then 12, then 15%. In response to all of this, Jaclyn Hill posted on her Instagram story saying, every day I fight the urge to not go on a Kanye rant and set the record straight about a lot of shit. Please do, Jaclyn Hill. I would love to hear your lies. Like, just all the lies coming out your mouth. I would love to hear it just for the pure entertainment of it all. But that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the bell, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.